Hello, everyone. I am hopping on to introduce the new deck, which is the Mediumship deck. It's a cartomancy conversation divination deck. And I'm going to show you how it works by doing a 3-pile pick-a-pile mediumship reading. So first, this is the deck. It does look a lot like the Missing Variables deck. It is going to be part of a series. It's the heart one of the series. This is the spade one of the series. So this is the Afterlife Outbox, which is the mediumship cartomancy. It's like a conversation type deck. It's going to come in the box. That's the back of the box. It is similar in nature to the Missing Variables deck, but also very different because it's like a 2-piece conversation piece. This one comes with a little booklet, the Afterlife Outbox. Not all farewells are final. Some voices still echo through time. It explains mediumship. And I'm just going to read one piece of this. You do not need to be a professional medium to receive messages. The key is openness and trust in your own intuitive abilities. The more you practice, the clearer the message will become. Spirit communicates in subtle ways through emotions, symbols, and recurring themes in your life, and this deck helps you recognize and interpret these messages. So you do not need to be a professional medium to use this deck. That was my intention of it. Because obviously sometimes those who have passed on loved ones, you would like to get a message that's not filtered through a medium. So this deck is that. Real quick side note, this deck was created specifically from my live streams on YouTube. So figuring out over time, I've been taking note of what type of questions are asked as it pertains to mediumship, what general direction people seem to need, what people generally want to know, and ways that could kind of encompass a bunch of different answers for any and every possible situation is kind of my intention with this deck. So anyway, it explains mediumship in this, and then it has a little message that I wrote in there. And then we have a couple pages of spreads and templates. So there's 3 spreads that are like, ask the question, get the answer. And then over here on this side is like a letter template. So it explains to kind of like take out X amount of cards, and then you fill them into the little template that's there. Or it explains how to make a letter using the deck, but without the template. And then we have, just like I did with the Missing Variables deck, which I didn't tell you ahead of time I was doing that with that deck. I kind of thought of it last minute, but now I've incorporated it into this deck, the 8-sided dice. This will help you choose a line on these cards. So the title will be line 1, and then if it's not a number 1, then it's 2 through 8 of the rest of the deck. But I'll show you that in a minute. But then I also kind of broke down other ways to utilize the dice with the deck. For example, location-based readings. If you're trying to ask someone in spirit, hey, how close is this thing I'm looking for? I put in there kind of how to use the dice that you now will have because of the deck to get the answer in combination with a card. And then same thing for like timing and urgency. Like, how important is this? How close in proximity did this happen? And then the jokers and wilds in this deck, I did a little bit differently. They carry different significance. It's more of like a directional type energy, as opposed to the rest of the numbers and character cards are answering questions and finishing sentences. So if you're looking for more of just like direction or confirmation, you can just go through, take out all the jokers and wilds and shuffle just them without the rest of the deck, and you'll get more clear directional confirmational type answers from your loved one. And I'll show you in a second, but I did for the wild and jokers, there's one with 1 sign there, and then there's a number 2 card for each one with 2 of the signs. So this is the same wild of clubs, but number 1 and number 2. Okay. And then kind of just an explanation of like the ever-present connection between the other side and here and why this is kind of able to work. Little poem and then a little goodbye message. That's the pamphlet that comes with it. Okay, so I'll show you a little bit of the deck, and then I'm going to do a 3-pile pick a pile with like a little short mediumship message so you can see the card or the deck in action. This deck can be used and is kind of designed to be used in combination with tarot or another oracle deck. So either you get something from that and then you say, okay, give me more direct detail, and then boom, we have this. Or we look at this and then we say, okay, what else can we know about that? Pull some tarot or channel in any other way. So the Afterlife Outbox. Now, this deck is different than my other decks in that the backs of all of these cards are different. There's not one back that's a copy paste on all of them. And that's because I did a different little picture image on each back. And I also have a song title association on the back of each card. So for example, this is the back of the first card. It has 1,000 Years by Christina Perri on there, and it has 2 little stick figures carrying this building. And essentially the title card, it's like I've waited 1,000 years to give you this message to help you carry the weight of what you didn't know, essentially. So all of these are meant to have kind of like a deeper thought-provoking meaning that could be something specific to you as well, and then the song as well. We'll go through some of them. I don't want to show all of them. I'm going to leave some to the imagination, but we have, for example, this wild card says, look in the unseen. Now there's a quote at the top there. This one says, dreams, intuition, and energy shifts carry my voice. Are you paying attention? So if I rolled this and I got a 1, I'd be looking at that quote up top there. Okay. If I didn't get a 1, if I got a 2 through 8, then I'm saying, look in the unseen. Okay, so that's the prompt. So this is number 1 in the red. This is the prompt. And then these are the rest of the sentence. So look in the unseen. I got a number 5. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've already felt the answer. Why are you doubting it? So look in the unseen. You've already felt the answer. Why are you doubting it? That would be the message from Spirit on that one. Joker. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. What happened that you didn't see? So we have number 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A location holds answers. Revisit it with fresh eyes. So what happened that you didn't see? A location holds answers. Revisit it with fresh eyes. I can turn over to the back and I can see that there's a secret here. Someone's trying to get in with a key to this secret. I have One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. So there could be significance in the message. There could be significance on the back. We have Jack of Clubs here. Perspective changes everything, even after life. What I didn't understand before was, so we're going to take the dice. We have number 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I didn't understand before was that love was the only thing that truly mattered. Let's do one more and then we'll do some pick-a-piles. We have 10 of diamonds. The bigger picture was always there, waiting for you to notice. If you could see what I see now, number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'd see how perfectly everything is falling into place. If you could see what I see now, you'd see how perfectly everything is falling into place. I'm going to flip this over and I have someone running down the pathway with all of these signs. And Don't Stop by Fleetwood Mac is the song. Okay, so now that you've seen how that works, I'm going to do 3 piles. I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to do 3 piles, pick a pile. And I'll show you, this is one of the ways that the deck is designed to work. There's more ways to use it as well, again, in combination with tarot or oracle. But today we're just going to do this way to kind of show you a gist of what I mean with the dice and everything. Okay. So we're going to do 3 piles. It's going to be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So go ahead and start opening up where you'd like to be led. Start feeling for a number. 1, 2, or 3. Think of your specific loved one in spirit. 1, 2, or 3. Now, in this case, I may say, which image do you feel most drawn towards? Which pile number do you feel most drawn towards? Or I have songs here. I have Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles for pile 1. I have Dancing in the Sky by Danny and Lizzie for pile 2. And Take It Easy by the Eagles for pile 3. So if you pick pile 1, so I'm going to do it this way for this time. I have number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the timing. A date, anniversary, or number keeps appearing. What does it connect to? Number 3. 1, 2, 3. I never got to tell you that you were right about that thing. So look at the timing. A date, anniversary, or number keeps appearing. What does it connect to? I never got to tell you that you were right about that thing. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to be afraid of facing the truth because it will set you free. So if you picked pile 1, look at the timing. A date, anniversary, or number keeps appearing. What does it connect to? I never got to tell you were right about that thing. You don't have to be afraid of facing the truth because it will set you free. Some songs you may want to listen to are Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, You've Got a Friend by James Taylor, and Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. It's pile 1. Let's look at pile 2 here. Pile 2, think of your loved one in spirit. Number 7. So this would be 8. So this would be 7. Look in the unseen. Your body reacts when you're close to a truth. Notice your instincts. Look in the unseen. Your body reacts when you're close to a truth. Notice your instincts. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you could feel what I feel now, you'd feel the freedom of letting go. And number 7 again. Rest is important because your mind needs stillness to receive the answers. So if you picked pile 2, look in the unseen. Your body reacts when you're close to a truth. Notice your instincts. If you could feel what I feel now, you'd feel the freedom of letting go. Rest is important because your mind needs stillness to receive the answers. You might want to listen to Dancing in the Sky by Danny and Lizzie, My Wish by Rascal Flatts. And if you pick pile 2, this is someone kind of wishing you happy birthday. Maybe they missed a birthday, or maybe they're telling you they'll be present for it. And Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. And pile 3. Number 1. So we're looking at the quote on this first one. Think back to the warmth, the light. There's something waiting there. Think back to the warmth and the light. There's something waiting there. This is my summer card, so maybe referencing the summer months. Number 1 again. Holding on to the past won't change it, but releasing it will change you. Holding on to the past won't change it, but releasing it will change you. And number 3. 1, 2, 3. Who holds the missing piece? A message was intercepted. Was there something I tried to say before I left? So think back to the warmth, the light. There is something waiting there. Holding on to the past won't change it, but releasing it will change you. Who holds the missing piece? A message was intercepted. Was there something I tried to say before I left? To me, feels like shining light on something that was said before this person passed, as to help you release something that is not a burden you need to be carrying. Pile 3 you might want to listen to Take It Easy by the Eagles. Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney, and it says Let It Go with the Balloon. And When I Get Where I'm Going by Brad Paisley and Dolly Parton. So that is my probably favorite project to date, the Afterlife Outbox. I should be receiving my shipment the first, potentially second weekend of a week of April. I'm ordering them on Monday, so that's about when they should be getting here. Pre-order is now open for the first round of shipment. The link is in my stand.store/The Reckoning Co. I've been working on this deck for some time, and it literally has birthed from every time I get off a live, I have like piles of notes. Figuring out as it pertains to mediumship, which questions were asked, which kind of answers could I help to concretely usher in a way that people could understand and be confident in. Because you don't need to be a medium to use this deck. You just need to have some kind of connection or understanding. I mean, you don't even really need to have a connection or understanding, but any connection or understanding with someone on the other side, it's almost, I designed this deck with the intention that the message you receive is almost one that you would read in their voice in your mind. You're like, oh, that makes sense. And the dice to narrow it down, it's meant to kind of leave no question. Like you ask the question, you get the answer. And some of the spreads that I have in here, I have the final words spread, which is what they wish they had said to you before they passed. So you'll do what I did with the cards. You'll pull the card, roll the dice, boom, there's your answer. What they want to say to you now, pull the card, roll the dice, or roll the dice, pull the card, whichever direction you want to take that in, get your answer. And a confirmation or sign that they will share with you. So again, those kind of questions, it can be the front or the back of the card. It could be the symbol on the back of the card or something in the song, or something to look for. So that is this deck. I may be making a few minor changes to it, but nothing crazy. This will basically be what it will be. As soon as I get them in, I will ship out in 2 business days. Again, stand.store/The Reckoning Co. They're not up on Etsy or TikTok shop until I get my shipment in, so they'll only be on my stand store for now. I mean, I guess like everyone who's come into my live, thank you for helping me figure out what it is that you want answered, because that's what this deck is meant to be. It's meant to be. I at first was kind of just designing it for me, and then I knew that people were going to want it, so I kind of, branched it out in that direction. But essentially, this was my way of figuring out what answers you all wanted from your loved ones, and figuring out a way to give you as direct of an answer that you could see unfolding in real time as possible. Because once you take one of these cards and you mix it with tarot, for example, one second. For example, we have number 3, 1, 2, 3. So autumn brings the next step. Fall is about release. What are you still holding on to? A shift is coming as the seasons turn. Prepare for a change. So if that's what my loved one is saying to me, I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to say, okay, fall is about release. What do I need to release? 3 of Swords is literally a card about release. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Releasing codependency, releasing tendencies that you're codependent on. Okay. And then I would say, what kind of change should I be preparing for? And I have 7 of Swords in reverse and Ace of Swords in reverse. So no longer holding back when it comes to expression, getting out of your own way when it comes to expression. So my loved one here would be saying, autumn brings the next step. Fall is about release. Release anything that you're codependent on that's blocking. Release any beliefs that you're dependent on that are blocking you from feeling confident in using your voice. So that's how this deck is meant to be, kind of like a buildable conversation deck. You either get some from tarot and then narrow it down with the deck, or vice versa. Get some from the deck and get more information through tarot or oracle, whatever it is. It's meant to be a conversation piece that is a staple of understanding between you and your loved one, because it's not just one thing on the card. It's, okay, I was given this card. Let me narrow down what you're trying to say to me on this card. And then maybe there's an extra clue on the back too. Maybe something in the picture or the song will speak to you as well. So that's my intention with this deck. I will be doing a giveaway after it's released. I think I'm going to do, after I get my shipment in, I will do a 3-person win a free deck. 1 will be a member and 2 will be just regular subscribers. After I get my shipment in though. So look for that as well. I think this is my favorite deck to date. There's only one other person right now that has a copy of this deck. A friend of mine whose father is in spirit. So she's going to be really trying it out as well over the next few days and seeing if there's anything that needs to be shifted. But I feel like this can help to bring answers in a different way than we'd be able to get with just the other divination tools. So anyway, that is the deck, and it's called the Afterlife Outbox. You can pre-order on my Stan store. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next week.